Hey there! Do you ever feel like you want to make your American English sound just a little bit sharper, a little more professional? Well, today, I'm going to show you one simple trick that will make a huge difference in how fluent and natural you sound. So, let's get right into it. So, tell me, do your sentences ever feel, well, just a little too long? You know, maybe a bit clumsy, like you're using just a few too many words. It's a super common feeling for learners, so don't worry. But what if I told you there's a quick fix? It's something native speakers do all the time, probably without even thinking about it. So, what is this secret? Well, it's actually a pretty simple grammar technique. And I know the word grammar can sound boring, but trust me, this is not about memorizing a bunch of rules. Think of it more like a secret tool that fluent speakers use to sound really clear, confident, and direct. All right, so the fancy official name for this is a reduced relative clause. But please don't let that technical term scare you off, okay? All it really means is a shorter, more efficient way to describe something. Basically, you're just taking out words like who is or that is. The whole point is just to make what you're saying more direct. It sounds better. Okay, let's really see what this looks like. Take this longer sentence. A person who is curious about how people think. It's totally correct, nothing wrong with it, but now listen to the precise version. A person curious about how people think. Did you hear that? The difference? Just by dropping those two little words, who is, the sentence gets so much cleaner. It just flows. And that is a huge step to sounding more like a native speaker. All right, enough with the theory, right? Let's actually put this into practice. We're going to look at a few examples that describe people in creative fields, and you'll see this technique in action. It's going to make so much sense. Okay, so look at this one. Someone blending different musical styles could succeed as a producer. See, we could say someone who is blending, and that's fine, but someone blending, it just sounds more active, more immediate, doesn't it? It's a tiny change, but it makes a world of difference in sounding natural. Here's another great one. A person with a strong visual imagination might become a filmmaker. Now, you could say a person who has a strong visual imagination, but a person with is so much shorter, so much more concise. It's a fantastic way to describe someone's skills or qualities. All right, so you've seen a few examples. Now it is your turn, because the best way to really learn something is to try it yourself, right? So let's do a couple together. You've got this. Okay, here's the first one. I want you to finish this sentence. A person considering becoming a designer should be. What do you think? What makes a good designer? Take a second and think of how you would complete that sentence. Okay, you got something? Let's look at a few ideas. You could say, someone passionate about visual storytelling, or curious about trends. Did you notice? We don't need who is at all. They're short, they're powerful, and they're precise. You're doing great. Okay, let's lock this in with one more. A person blank could thrive as an entrepreneur. Go ahead and fill in that blank. What kind of person makes a great entrepreneur? Think of a quality or a skill that would fit right in there. So, what did you come up with? Maybe something like willing to take risks or adapting quickly to change? These are absolutely perfect descriptions for an entrepreneur. And look how neatly they fit into that sentence structure. See? You're really getting the hang of this. Okay, now for what I think is the most important part. Because, it's one thing to understand a grammar rule, but it's another thing to actually use it to talk about yourself. That's when it really sticks. So how can you apply this to describe you? Okay, check out this example of someone describing themselves. As I read this out loud, listen for our new grammar trick. See if you can spot where it's being used. As someone passionate about storytelling and curious about people's lives, I think I'd enjoy being a journalist. A person blending empathy with strong communication skills could help others understand the world more deeply. Did you hear them? There were two. Someone passionate and a person blending. It's just a perfect, natural-sounding way to talk about your own skills and what you're interested in. All right, so to wrap this up, let's bring it back to you. Here's your challenge. Can you write a sentence about yourself using this exact structure? What two traits describe you? Remember, this isn't just about grammar. This is a tool that helps you express who you are, what you're good at, and what you care about, more clearly and more confidently. Thanks so much for joining me today. Now go have some fun practicing.